Hello and Assalamu alaikum. I am Usman Hanif. Students often ask me how to learn English language. Well, this answer needs a careful looking. First of all, I would like to say that a half-cooked analysis is bound to lead to half-cooked results. We have to, diagnose the problem properly. Only then we will be able to reach the, well thought out conclusion. So let us begin it with a saying: if you want to achieve something you have never achieved, you have to do something that you have never done. If you have to reap the fruits, you have to respect the tree. The other day, I was reading and going through a book written by F.C. Stark. The name of the book was "So You Want to Learn a Language?" I repeat it. So you want to learn a language? If you ask me about the crux of what F.C. Stark says in her book, I would like to share it with you. She says that if you want to learn English language or any language, being a foreign speaker, you have got to have three things. Three basic ingredients must be there. The first thing she demands is the memory of an elephant. An elephant has a very strong memory. It can memorize, long past happenings for a long time. For example, after every 2 years, a female elephant, gives birth to a kid. It has to remember exactly when it had given birth to the last kid. Forgetting a month can be dangerous. It can mislead. It can bring a miscarriage. Uh, Second thing FC Stark requires is patience of Job. Hazrat Job alayhi salam. He had great patience. When you are supposed to learn a language, especially English language, you will be required to memorize English rules, vocabulary, and different kinds of information, which you will have to remember with a good memory. So you have to have the memory of elephant, and then you have to be patient because it's not an overnight process. There is no shortcut for learning English language. Perseverance is the key to success. You have to be very, very patient. It will take time. Gradually, you will go on to learn English language. So the second thing that she wants from you is to have the patience of Job. And the third thing she demands and recommends is the stubbornness of a mule. A mule is really a stubborn animal. It cannot easily be made flexible. If you keep it standing in the burning heat of the July and June months, it will continue to stand there, and it will remain steadfast and resolute and determined. You have to be determined while learning a language. You have to be steadfast. You have to be perseverant. Only then you will be able to learn this language. Moreover, I will come up with some more points for you. People continue to talk about different teaching methodologies for effective teaching of English language. Well, there is Suggestopedia. Another one is Silent Way. There is, a communicative approach. And similarly, there is direct method and indirect method. But the most favored method of English language teaching and learning is called eclectic approach. I would recommend eclectic approach as well, because not all the students require the same medicine. Not all the diseases have have the same medicine recommended. So eclectic means adjustability, flexibility, making adjustments. In eclectic approach, we combine more or less all of the teaching methodologies depending upon the students with varying degrees. You have to, get rid of the old habits. Only then you will be able to learn English language. So if you want to stand upon your legs, you have to get rid of your crutches and the native languages, crutches that we have to get rid of. So try to develop new habits. Getting rid of old ones is really imperative. Uh, it's a very common sense thing about English that the more you expose yourself to learning the language, the better it gets for you. So it's, the more input you give, the more output you have. Only then you will be able to learn it. Uh, at the end of the day, I will tell a tale which I really enjoy. Once a Pakistani went to England and he did his PhD over there. He came back to his village, and a villager asked him, "What did you do over there?" He said, "I did PhD in deductive method." He said, "What is a deductive method?" And he says, "You are not an educated man, so I can't tell you." He said, "No, please tell me." He says, "Okay, fine, tell me. Do you have a dog?" He says, "Yes." Uh, if you have a dog, it only means that you have a big house. He says, "Yes." If you have a big house, it means you are a rich man. He says, "Yes." And if you are a rich man, it means your mother must have prayed a lot for you. He says, "Yes." It means your mother is a good woman. So this is deductive logic according to that PhD scholar. Now that uneducated man is very happy to have learned what is deductive logic. He moves on. That uneducated man happens to meet another uneducated man who asks him, "Why are you so happy?" He says, "I have learned what is deductive logic." He says, "Okay, tell me, what have you learned?" He says, "You are uneducated man, I can't tell you." He says, "You are as ill-educated as I am, so please tell me." He says, "Okay, fine. Tell me, do you have a dog?" And the other person says, "No." And his mother was of bad character due to this. It is only logical that you expose yourself more towards English language and work harder. And keep in mind what F.C. Stark says: patience of Job, memory of elephant, and stubbornness of mule are key to learning English language. And all the very best.